We're in late July and these late beans have been salvaged. These were planted a little earlier, the beans. These are poppies. Here's a milk thistle in with them. This one's already flowered, and I'm hoeing up the sort of cozying the soil up around the potatoes. I like to use this heavier hoe for hilling up the potatoes. It digs deeper than the Dutch hoe that I use for weeding. I have weeded this area where I had earlier planted chicory, but it didn't come up, so I hoed it up again and planted just yesterday. It's late July, and we'll see how that goes. Only one of my zucchini plants survived. Sometimes the seeds will get eaten up, and I think that's what happened. And this area is where I was planting whitloof chicory, like I did plant some new stuff over there. It didn't come up, and these are the weeds that came up instead. Good wild edible for a salad, along with young, this looks like chicory leaves. Dandelion leaves are the same or similar. This is also edible. These pink centered lamb quarters that I naturalized here, they're edible. Here's some regular lamb's quarters. So I'm going to let this grow for a while and see what I can harvest from it as far as wild edibles, until I can think of something else maybe to plant. Perhaps some lettuce. Everything in this front garden went in late because of a lot of rain. It didn't dry out until well into June. These are my onion sets that doing quite well. Here are some onions that I seeded indoors in March. The curly kale is doing well. I was looking for plain leaf kale because you can make wonderful kale chips. But kale is all around a great addition to your garden. I got my brassica mixed up, but I think this is either broccoli or Brussels sprouts. Some of these are cabbage. Here's another cabbage, and dill has volunteered throughout this area. And for those that didn't make it, I've replanted some kale. Here's a lovely dill flower. It's already flowering. I've left some wild daisies in the garden just for fun. And this looks like some kind of a wild oat. Another kind of a wild, maybe millet. And the peppers, they seem to be doing pretty good. Along with tomatoes that continually seem to need the pruning. I'll eat some of this romaine lettuce, and I'll let some go to seed for next year. Also, the Swiss chard seems to be doing okay. I sometimes feed these to the chickens, or cook them, or throw them in a salad. And the parsley is also doing fine. I'll have to get to some weeding pretty soon, but the parsley's doing just fine. I still have lots of chamomile flowers left to pick for tea. And again, here's some wild chamomile that grew right beside it. When it's not mowed down by cars or the lawnmower, it'll look more like this. And these are sunflowers, cucumber, and some radishes in there. The cucumbers hopefully will grow up the sunflowers. I put a lot of sunflowers in this spot because last year one sunflower grew huge. So I think I could probably get 3 medium size out of this one. Here's some more delicious lamb's quarters. And the basil, I'll let them go for some seed and also harvest some for some pesto. Here's also a sunflower and cucumbers to grow up the sunflower. And in this seed patch I've planted some more cucumbers to see how far I could go with that. Some mesclun mix lettuce and radishes, they grow quickly. And these parsley I have put into an area where there used to be mulch, and it just seemed like I could grow some more things here. So there they are. We'll see how far they'll go. We have several heritage apple trees, old apple trees around the property. And this one's actually fallen, but it keeps producing. And I'd like to graft the different varieties and preserve them so they won't perish. We've been working on a woodshed because we found that shoveling a couple of feet of snow off the wood in the middle of winter isn't the most fun thing to do, so we'll cover it this year. This is my third planting of peas. They were planted in mid-July. The first and second planting were bitten off by the groundhogs. We also have beets, carrots, and salsify.